This is a short training video to review some of the changes with the NextGen 5.8 upgrade. Once the upgrade has occurred, you will log in as you have previously. Your inbox will open up. The look of the inbox is slightly different, but it functions the same. On the right, the icon next to tasks allows you to view completed tasks or tasks you've assigned to someone else, and also to view another provider's inbox. To go to a patient's chart from a task that has already been accepted, select the task and then click on Chart. To send a new task, select the arrow next to Add and EHR Task. Select the date and provider names as you have in the previous version to see their schedules. To open a patient's chart, double-click on the patient's name. Perform your 5-point check, which has not changed. Patient's first and last name, TOO number, or date of birth if the TOO number is not available, clinic location, provider name, encounter date and time with the rendering provider next to it, and the username. The patient information bar at the top displays patient information, weight, insurance information, PCP referring provider and rendering provider, allergies, problems, diagnoses, and medications. Can be viewed by hovering the mouse over the numbers displayed in each section. By clicking on the number, you will be brought to the module displayed next to the number. There is also a link for the demographics template, and the information bar can be expanded or collapsed by clicking on the arrow. File Patient Education will open the Patient Education browser. The language, age, and sex of the patient will display. Type a description within search criteria, or search a particular category on the left-hand side. Select Search. Choose the correct handout desired. Select will open that handout so that it can be printed. Send to Patient Portal so that it can be sent to the patient's portal, or Save to Encounter will save it to the history toolbar within the encounter. The handout is still available in Spanish or in English and can be printed by clicking on the print icon. To review the problem list, open the Problems module by clicking on the DX icon within the tic-tac-toe area. The problem list will open. The full functionality of this module will be used in the next upgrade. While it is helpful to become familiar with it now, you will not be required to add problems here because the current workflow of adding assessments within the SOAP template using the Add Update button will continue once this upgrade begins. You can show active problems only or show all statuses. You may also choose to show only your tracked problems or chronic problems only. To add a problem, select Add Problem. Add to My Tracked Problems will automatically be checked. Unselect the check mark if needed. Type a description and choose Search. Select the appropriate diagnosis and click on Select. The diagnosis will show in the bottom grid along with the provider name and location that were displayed in the top toolbar. Any of this information in the bottom grid can be changed if needed. Make sure you select Accept to accept those changes. The diagnosis can also be recoded, resolved, set to chronic. Resources are also available. View History allows the user to view the history of modifications made to that diagnosis. Next, we'll go to the Medication module. Open the Medication module to add, stop, or prescribe medications, or just to view the patient's medication list. The Medication module appears very similar, but has some additional features. Prescribe New is still the way to add a medication to the patient's record. Type the name of the medication within the Find area. Select the correct medication and then double-click on the desired medication. Acknowledge any contraindications, and the medication will go in the bottom grid. Several medications can be searched to and added at the bottom. Select the Select button to make them all temporary. Next, the SIG line can be edited. Enter your quantity if you're going to prescribe and your refills, and select Accept to make the medication active. To prescribe, select one or more medications by using the Control key to select others, and then choose Send to send electronically or to fax. Print still will print the medication to an RX printer. The medications to be prescribed are shown within the grid under Medications. The pharmacy can be selected by clicking on the arrow next to the pharmacy displayed. If there is a secondary pharmacy within the patient's information, that can be chosen. Manage Patient Pharmacies allows you to change or enter a primary or secondary pharmacy. Selecting Send will send the prescription. Preview RX will preview the prescription. Reconcile will not be used until the next upgrade, so that medications can be reconciled with an outside source. Continue to reconcile medications within the Intake tab, as previously done. The final module to change is the Orders module. Select the test tubes icon to open this module. You will first see results. There is a new Resources button to open an education link. To order tests, select Orders. Click on New Order or the arrow next to it to open the new order template. Choose either Lab for a lab test or RAD for another test. Lab defaults to SCC as the performing entity, RAD will default to Novius. To order a lab, select either SCC or Quest. When selecting Quest, you can send the lab test electronically. SCC you cannot send electronically. While it is always best to enter the diagnoses prior to opening the Orders module, Search All gives users an easier way to search for a diagnosis. Favorites can also be saved here for future use. Check the box beside each diagnosis associated with the labs to be ordered. Test favorites for the provider on the top toolbar will display. Select tests to be ordered from the favorites or select by category. Search All can also be used, and there is a new option to add selected tests to provider favorites. A $sign beside the test means that an ABN may be required. Be sure at the bottom that all diagnoses are appropriately connected with the appropriate tests at the bottom. If this is a Medicare patient, once any of these buttons that begin with Save are selected, the medical necessity will be checked. Save and Send, again, is only available with Quest. Labs cannot be sent electronically to the University of Connecticut Health Center lab. A pop-up box indicating medical necessity did not pass will appear if the test does not pass medical necessity and the patient is a Medicare patient. If you don't receive this pop-up box, the test has passed. Click OK. Now adjustments can be made, such as changing the diagnosis or deleting selected tests or deleting all failed tests. If despite failing medical necessity, the test will be ordered, the patient should be asked how he or she would like to proceed. Check the appropriate box and print preview the ABN. Print the ABN for the patient to sign and bring to the lab. The test can now be saved. The last change with the upgrade is that there is a new way to add an addendum to a signed document. This must be in an unlocked encounter. Open the document from the History toolbar. As I said, the document must already be signed. If you decide you need to add an addendum at this point, click on the paperclip. Type your addendum below. And then click on the Save icon. The addendum will display at the bottom of the document with your name and title, as well as the date and time the addendum was added. Please call extension 4400 option 3 with any NextGen questions. Thank you.